been a little minute, but we are back in the Pillow Fort for some Pillow Fort messages. Okay, so I haven't started shuffling yet. I'm just looking at back of decks, and I have this 9 of Pentacles up that's telling me that it's going to be harvest season is like hard work or it's rejoicing. Like you're either looking at the work or you're looking at the reward. He has to chop all those, I think they're cantaloupes, some kind of melon, right? Or squash. Melon. Pumpkin? Something. He has to chop them all, and they don't look like they're soft. Like they look tough, especially being raw, in order to get all of his pentacles, right? He has to do all that back-breaking labor. So some people are going to look at this and be like, I don't feel like doing all that work, so I'm not too worried about the seeds inside. And some people are like, oh snap, look at all these seeds I'm about to collect. Yeah, come on, let's chop a couple things. It's gonna be all right. I'm gonna get through, because it's all about your perspective. It's all about how you see it, how you look at it. What is it that you think you're getting? Is the work that's being asked of you worth the reward that you are looking for, asking for, working towards? I was just thinking about a former, and if I were to have a conversation with him, I do this quite often with most of my formers. At some point, I guess they represent different obstacles that I've had to face, or situations or places times where I learned about my personality. So I have these little interviews with them throughout my days, and so this was with the latest former. He essentially just disappeared off the face of the earth, right? So, and I would have normally continued to pursue. And in this case, you know, I just decided I'm not going to do that anymore, right? And so in this particular conversation, he asked me, why did you stop chasing, basically? And my response was that I no longer felt like what it was that you were offering was worth the chase. So that's the thought that I had before ever even thinking about doing this reading, right? That's a thought that I had today. And so I'm seeing it right now in that there was a point in time where he was essentially offering the same thing, but I felt at that point in time that it was worth the chase. And then by the end of it, you know, I didn't feel as though it was worth putting forth the effort, the time, the energy that I was putting into trying to pursue this person who clearly was not interested in me. So I decided it was no longer worth the work. Whatever the rewards were in the center of this work was no longer worth it to me to do the work for it. And that's based on perspective, right? That happened, that shifted during the duration of the relationship. That shifted based on work that was done previously. Would I want to continue doing this work? Would I want to continue harvesting this or growing this kind of fruit or vegetable or whatever? Do I want to continue participating in the growth of this if I'm not going to be willing to do the work at the end? If I'm not going to want to continue to put that kind of effort, time, and energy into it in order to get whatever it is that it has to offer. This is me editing. I was getting, as I was watching, that it's not about the work. You have no problems with doing work. It's just, is the work worth what you get at the end? Is it worth the reward, the outcome, whatever it is that's being offered to you? Is it worth it? Right? So some of these could, you know, I guess if he was working on something else or some other patch in his garden, not everything that he slices open has even pinnacle in it, let alone a pinnacle of this size, right? The rewards are not going to be all equal all the time. And so it's up to your perspective, your discernment, to decide how you're going to see the work that's placed in front of you compared to the rewards that will come of it. Right? I hope I'm saying that in enough ways that people get it. So then the third back of deck was nothing is yet set in stone, which was like, so if you feel like you know, the rewards that you're reaping are worth the work, then you can nothing is yet set in stone. So it's like you can change your perspective at any time. Like I said, during the duration of the relationship that I was talking to you guys about, was my perspective shifted throughout. That can happen while you're working on something, as you're toiling with a project or a career choice or anything, right? You might decide, okay, this is worth the effort, let me continue. Or, you know, this is proving to be more than I can handle at this moment of time, let me change direction. Which then we got the Chariot. So which direction are you choosing? You have choice. You can choose your perspective, you can choose what you harvest, you can choose what you cultivate. The choice is yours, but then go hard in that direction, right? She gets to decide which direction or which of these dogs she's gonna follow. Sphinxes, animal, cat, birds. Which way is she going? She gets to decide. So yeah, that's just what's here for now. Let's see if anyone has anything to say. Modern Witch out the gate. That's just that. Any other messages? This is going to be for the week beginning the 29th of August. We got the Magician. Okay, so we're making things happen. There's alchemy that needs to happen, transmutation that needs to happen. You have everything that you need in order to progress, in order to create, in order to manifest. You have it all. You just have to use it. You have to use it and continue using it. Ritualize it. Like, do something for days, for 7 days. Do something for 7 days. When you're trying to manifest something, do it for 7 days. Focus on it for 7 days. Give it 15 minutes of your time a day for 7 days. I don't know if that is the key to unlock someone's success. You've been blocked in your manifestation, but give it 15 minutes a day for 7 days and see where that takes you. High Priestess star card, honorable mention. Okay, Ace of Wands, Seven of Swords took their rightful place. So we have a thief in the night, and then a gift from the gods. It feels like you're standing in the middle of something that is taking from you and you can't see it, and something being offered to you and you can see it. You can see what's being offered to you very clearly, whether that is your vision, whether that is opportunity, whether that is communication from higher self. You have clarity of vision when it comes to something coming into you, and you can understand it from many different sides. You can see the highs and the lows, the pros and cons. It is very clear to you what this offer is. And on the other hand, Something is being drawn out of you, taken away from you, and you're not realizing it. You're not really noticing that it's draining you. Person, job, habit is taking energy away from you, and you are not noticing it. It's so there's something you're in the middle. On one hand, something's being offered to you. On the other hand, something's being taken away from you. Right? So perspective, right? We talked about that. You have to decide, you have to choose what it is that you are going, what direction you're going to go into. Okay, so still editing. It is about, this part is about the fact that you are, sorry y'all, I'm trying to get it out while I still got it, that you are, there's work on both sides, right? So even though there's something that's clearly being handed to you, you can see it, understand it from many sides, you understand, that means you understand the work that's involved with getting it, right? On the other hand, there's something that's pulling at you that's, I guess this is material world work versus shadow work, things that are beneath the surface that are festering that you need to clean up. That takes work as well. So you're not opposed to the work, it's just a matter of what is it that I need to do right now in order to get to the next phase, right? You might be going through a whole lot in the material world that doesn't allow you to deal with the shadow right now, but you are aware now that it's there, right? You've been told now that there's something festering underneath. Maybe you're not able to right now dig deeper, but you understand that that work will come. Right now, I need a win. So right now, I'm going to focus on what's happening in the material world. I have my clear instruction. I know what it is that I need to do. Let me go ahead and focus on that right now. It could also be that there's a clear and obvious answer or opportunity or some offer, clear and obvious offer that will silently pull away from you. But you know that would be a sacrifice on your part. You know that it's going to take from you, but you're saying, maybe it's worth it. Five of Wands, honorable mention. It's been coming up a lot in my own personal readings. I'm reading it as internal conflict. So that could be what that is for somebody who knows that what's being offered to them is draining of their energy, but they are actually considering it because of internal conflict, because of insecurities, because of inadequacies, or feeling that way. Knowing you're not, but feeling that way. Internal conflict. Okay. We have the Star card. She came out fully. So be hopeful. Be vigilant. Be discerning. And be in experimentation. So on either side, we have the Magician on one side, like a baby star card, right? And the Star card on the other side, where they are just magical, right? Magical beings that are creating, divining, discerning, just making, just being, existing, and hoping for the best, believing for the best. And that's what brings forth the best, right? Not just believing for it, but acting it out. So the Magician is believing for, creating the magic for, creating the space for, and the Star card is in the ethers, brewing it up, putting it all together, and then you are in the middle, bringing it forth, bringing it to fruition, bringing it here into the world. Anything else? I have been up until this very moment religiously walking around with blue apatite, which aids in communication beyond self. So if anybody has blue apatite, feel free to work with that this week, because you know you're being offered something, you're getting clarity in something, and so that might help to clear the frequency and make sure that you're on the right page. You are manifesting, it's all coming together. You just have to decide. The choice is yours. Nothing is yet set in stone, right? Remember, nothing is yet set in stone. So any tweaks, anything that you need to get into balance, ask and you shall receive. Thank you for sharing your energy with me. I hope that serves you, blesses you in some way. Love you. Bye.